Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining our webinar today. We are going to start right now. So for this new session, which is really about to present you the new TO 3.0 version that we just recently launched, and to really take you through all of this. So this is a short masterclass session. The duration will be around 30 minutes. We are two to present you today. So my name is Thomas Issa, and I'm the corporate head of solutions within Sony, so responsible and in charge of all the planning that we do on our corporate solutions, and therefore mainly TOS. And I have with me Guillaume today. So Guillaume, I will let you introduce yourself.
Good morning, everybody. So I am Guillaume Fernandez Oliveira, and I am Corporate Solution Architect and Product Planning for Sony, in charge of TOS solution.
Thank you very much, Guillaume. So this session is around 30 minutes. So the idea is really to introduce you in very shortly what is new in TOS 3.0, and then of course to spend some time together with you on the new platform for you to really see in action what has changed compared to the previous version. Don't hesitate to ask questions. You have like a box on the right side just in case. So if there is something which is not clear or anything like this, we'll be very happy to take the time to answer those at the end of the session through like a 5 or 10 minutes Q&A session. And after this, of course, if we don't have the time, we will come back to you by email or by call, depending on the topic. Before we go to the platform, I will start with a short introduction. So, as you know, we launched TOS already 4 years ago in 2017 with our first version, which was the version 1.0. Originally speaking, there was not a lot of functions, so just control, signage, a little bit of room booking. And in the past few years, we spent quite a lot of time, investments, resource in order to make everything grow together with you, together with our business, to make the platform much more stable, first with the version 2.0, and now mature with this new version, the 3.0, that we're going to present you. We have spent quite some time also to bring new functionalities in line with our customer demand, customer request, like virtual reception, like mirroring, analytics, RFID, mobility, advanced control that we're going to see as well. And now, of course, everything which relates to the Flex Office, the cloud. We have worked also quite some time to reduce and to simplify our platform, and this also we will see from the deployment to the usage to the business model as well. And if we can go to the next slide, Guillaume. So today what we will do is really to take you through everything that we have done in this version 3.0. So this one has been released a week ago now on May 27th, and it's available for all our customers for updates, existing partners, existing customers, of course, as well as new deployments. You will see a lot of things have changed. So we have done around 505 new development items in the platform, which is twice more than any of the previous version that we have done in the past. So huge and massive development which have been done. We have covered and we have look into every single aspect of the platform, from the design and administration, and this you will see with a new interface that we're going to show you in a minute. Some work, of course, on mobile application, on the employee app, in order to simplify the booking, to add like new functions like service and incident management, and so on. Flex Office, of course, which is like a major part of the updates that we have done in line with the COVID and post-COVID situation and the return back to the office from you, from your office, from our user office. And you will see with things like QR code, like zoning functions, like live occupancy, parking spot management, and so on. One of the most major items on which we will also insist, which is really the cloud. So the new TOS cloud version, which is, as you will see, which will actually simplify a lot of things in the platforms in terms of setup, in terms of deployment, in terms of support from our side, in terms of license activation, in terms of management, taking into account that all the existing functions that we had previously available on premise will be also available on the cloud, especially for the control of device and so on and so on. Device management with a new control protocol designer that you will see also, which is really there to make sure that Today, of course, TIOS is compatible with a lot of different brands like Sony, but also Samsung, LG, Epson, and so on. But in case you have device which we cannot control, you can also add your own protocol, which makes the things much more easier for you. And then we spent a lot of time to work on 4 of our most important add-ons, which are the room booking, the signage, the meeting display, and the mirroring, on which we will host different and independent masterclass sessions. So we'll see that at the end to really take you through everything on those aspects. So this was really to do a short introduction to you. Now, most of you, I guess, are willing to really see the new platform, and this is really what we will do right now with Guillaume. So the idea is really to take you through everything that we have done for you to see. And again, if you have any questions, please really feel free to ask them, and we'll be very happy to take them through. Thank you. So Guillaume, if you want to move on.
Thank you, Thomas. So the idea today is really to go, of course, on the top level point of view, to give you a very quick introduction in terms of what is the difference in terms of platform for the comparison between our previous version and the new version, and go through, of course, again on the top level. You may have or you will have you may have already the what's new PDF into this chat. You can also see what are the different functionalities or improvements we did into this platform. So don't hesitate, of course, to look into it and to ask us any question. So as a first introduction, as you can see, now I am connected into the previous version of the platform before 3.0, into the login page. In terms of difference, you can see that from this blue interface to the new interface, we have some changes, and I will now connect into both platforms just to show you the difference between the different platforms. On the first global overview on the version, actually this one is even a bit more advanced. It's a 2.7 version, 2.8 version, but from a 2.9, a 2.4 version is quite similar. We are having the different sections in the top of the page with on the first page our bookmarks, recents, some system overviews where you can find information about the number of devices into the company, the number of sites, etc. Occupancy rates, which are already advanced. In the previous platform, we were only having really just graphics in terms of what is shown into the platform and the issues. If we compare with the new interface, so as you can see, new interface, it's a lot more, of course, improved in terms of look and feel. We have changed colors, we have added information. So if we look into this dashboard, you can see a first banner. This is also something that we applied into all the different sections, an introduction banner with just a brief explanation of what the section is for. Into this specific dashboard, we can find the items requiring attention, so basically the open issues that can be inside the solution, the total number of license, and the lowest support end date. So of course, when maybe extensions needs to be purchased. On the main part,
if I can step in, so this is really important for us. So we really spent a lot of efforts to try to make the user experience much better in this new version, so the 3.0, taking into account all your feedback from our previous release, and to make sure as well, like you mentioned, that on every single page, and as you will see, we are putting some direction and some guidance to any of the users that will use TIOS to explain them what they can do on the page, and for each function, as you will see, to guide them really in all the different options to make sure that when you want to use TIOS, you don't need anymore like a manual or user guide to make what you want to do.
Exactly. So in terms of information, as you can see, it's a lot more graphical as well for the occupancy of the desks, which is also something which is one of the targets from this version, to have that in both numerical information, but also in a graphical that can change automatically. Here, of course, you are looking into a demo cloud platform that we have available in a real installation. All those numbers are, of course, changing based on the occupancy of the building. We can find also all the details about the company, so the number of meeting room, the number of desks, number of floors that can be available, and again, of course, the open issues, devices that are not connected or devices that are not reachable, in order, of course, to give directly the information to an IT manager. If I go now to the server manager, it's also something, again, as you can see, that in terms of interface, we have the banner with the introduction, with the information. We find again all our information about the server licensing, the current version. Here from this cloud version, the license are directly pushed from our solution. You can also choose by yourself as an end user, as a customer, using the platform. You can decide to use to update or not your platform. So this is something also specifically available from a platform point of view. Let's go now to the site management. So this is, of course, here the intention is really to go on the top level point of view to show you the different sections. We find the site overview, which is quite similar from the previous version, as well as the site configuration. Of course, we have added a lot more information into site configuration, basically more directly on the space itself. So if we look now into a building, for example, we have added one main functionality, which is the time zone management, because of course, from a cloud point of view, or even now having more and more users with multi-sites in multi-countries, time zone can be managed. So this is something that is done on a site or on a building point of view.
If you stay just a minute on the page, also what you can see, and that we will show you in the different masterclass, is that we have added other options like the travel times from a site to a site. So basically, if a meeting room is booked for an employee, this means that now we will be able to tell them where is the closest meeting room in terms of distance to them. Same for the service and catering and the incident management. So this will be more on the room booking side that we will really look into in the masterclass of the room booking, which will be really about how from a tablet or from your mobile, you will be able to ask for specific service, catering like a coffee or sandwich in the meeting room, and of course manage your incidents if there is an issue with the display in the meeting room, with the video conferencing, how to call for help and everything. So all of that has been improved and added in this new version also for employees, of course, to use on a daily basis in their office.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Thomas. In the next session, of course, we will go deeper into all the details, what has been improved, like the find another room, also localization, and of course other options that are available through our platform, thanks to the new version 3.0. So that's mainly it. Of course, we have introduced new spaces, areas about FlexOffice, around FlexOffice. The desk zones, advanced or basic, there is a small difference, but basically the idea is to make an easy way for an administrator to create a zone with X number of desks that can be or identified and after booked from a user point of view via QR code, etc. So we have also added functionalities around it. But the idea is really to simplify both life of an administrator who needs to maintain the occupancy level, to maintain, of course, the possibility of bookings into areas, and of course of a user which is simply basically booking a space, a desk, basically from a mobile point of view, so with our mobile app or even using our sensors. This is something that can be done on that aspect. We have added also a parking spot management. So in the same idea of a desk zone, we are able to book a spot for the parking area. So as a user, we will also be able to provide some workflows, such as when I want to go to the office, for example, in the next day or in the next week, I can check whether if a desk is available and if there is a parking spot available, to be able to book it. So this is also such kind of workflows, because of course the idea of TIOS is to focus on usages, on the user flows that can be done into the platform. So going into the next parts, tenant management is mainly the same. Our service management, as you know, is also something that that was also value added on all our versions. Actually, from version 2.0, this has been introduced where you can, as a user, as an administrator, update your apps, update your firmwares for the Bravias, for the monitors. We will also add in the future the possibility to update also tablets firmware. So it's something that is constantly updated. And this is also a nice improvement because on the cloud you will be able to basically manage the same way that you do on premise the update of your devices and to maintain, of course, the platform in this point of view. For the service and catering, as well as the incident management tab, we will not go too much in details, but just as a top level point of view, just to show you, you can create as in your own platform, your own categories of products for catering or for services that you want to provide to your users, and adding a picture, of course, the title of what is the product and some description that can be after shown into the tablet as an interface of the room booking system.
Taking into account that those services are compatible with some main service platform like ServiceNow or Jira, where we can add the compatibility. So when someone will use a tablet to order something, automatically it will be sent to ServiceNow and addressed through a normal workflow within the company.
Yeah, using an email, a generic email that can be sent and after taken into account by those platforms that create automatically a ticket from an email. Let's go now to the next section, which is our administration section. Again, as you can see, interface has been reviewed. In terms of functionality, in terms of sections, it stays the same. Of course, we have the custom protocol that is now available. Going now into the AV device section. On AV devices, we have, of course, added some improvements. One of them is the possibility to have more information about the status and a better behavior status management. So as you can see here, we have some devices connected, and on our devices, we can see in green if they are, of course, showing the right behavior and what is the behavior, including, for example, for home booking, the calendar that is used. So for the administrator to get as best overview as possible of the installation. From this cloud platform, as you can see, we have also a section that is, just a tab that is shown, where by clicking on it, you can see a connection code. So this is something, basically, this is part of the process to register devices from a network to the cloud by registering them using this code to the specific platform and an app that is available. So this is also part of our cloud, let's say, options. As you can see, you can add still non-device, non-cloud devices, sorry, and this, we will explain it, but basically the idea is to be able still to control third-party devices that doesn't have, of course, an Android platform and our TIOS apps to be able to connect, but through our apps, through our devices connected to the cloud, we will be able to send commands to those third-party devices, or even, for example, our Sony projectors or a third-party device that needs to be controlled just in simple IP control. This is part of the workflows also we can provide.
And that's very important to highlight is that with the cloud, really, there are two main things which change. The deployment and the installation is now really plug and play, meaning that you just open an account and it's enabled already. There is no installation to do on a server whatsoever or anything like this. And same for the add device on the cloud into your platform. Just the app, you put the code, and here you go, you can start. So it's really how we have been able to simplify deployments and installation from something which took time and was quite complex to something which is almost plug and play.
Yeah. In fact, as you can see here, we have the live screenshot on our cloud platform of what the device is really showing in live, as well as all the remote options. So this is something that we have into up the AV devices. And if now we go into the administration part, we can now find the video conferencing, the building and IoT controllers. Building and IoT, as it was already available, you can register some sensors into the platform, and you can have some automation scenarios, as I will show you just after, from these sensors. On user tabs, we have also add some informations, some functionalities. You will have, of course, the number of users on the first part of the section. You have as well all the information about your users, and you can assign them to different groups. So this is quite similar. We have just added some functionalities. We have our Active Directory settings, where we have improved this section by having a test button with more also integration with Active Directory. It's still something we will continuously update. Actually, we want also to have compatibilities with other Active Directory, like as Azure AD in the future. Of course, more from cloud point of view. Synchronization can be done. We have also secured Active Directory compatibility, so we can use SSL certificate with the Active Directory, which is also part of our improvements. And the famous latest option, which is the custom protocol, where from a usage point of view, you can create your own virtual devices, whether from the platform or adding them some actions. In terms of actions, you can create custom actions where you can define if you want an HTTP, TCP protocol, using, of course, the method that is available from the API of the device you want to control. And from this configuration, you can create this virtual device to be able to control it. So thanks to this option, you will be able to add transparently, without necessarily, our own integration into TIOS, the different platforms, the different devices. Workplace solution. Under workplace solution, you can find all our workplace solutions. So our wayfinding part, the reception, signage, corporate TV, and etc. What has been really improved, part of our pillars, are the signage, the room booking, the meeting display, and of course TIOS interface, as well as an improvement on our TIOS Connect for the mirroring part, to be able to basically have more platforms compatible with the mirroring section, like iOS, etc. And we have also added functionalities into our TIOS mobile and employee app to be able to use it. From just, again, a top level point of view, in terms of functionalities, for you to know, we have meeting interface and class checking that will be end of life. So existing customers that have purchased TIOS before February 2021 will have still this compatibility with those two functionalities. For newer ones, we are, of course, pushing and, let's say, recommending the usage of our meeting display interface, which is the replacement of meeting interface, where we have a lot more functionalities and we can go beyond in terms of usage. For the room booking part, as one of the main updates, we wanted, of course, to show you what has been added in terms of interface. So we have added some new room booking interfaces. One of them, as I can show you here, it's also adding a lot user experience, also feedbacks from customers, to be able to go really beyond and to have a stronger room booking interface. In terms of example of functionality, one of the main ones actually is the help button from this help button, as you can see, we have small comments on what is the button for. This information is shown when you press the help button, will be of course automatically disappearing, and as soon as you press on it, you will be able to get all this information. We have added
Overall, the room booking has been considerably improved compared to everything we have done before. With, like Guillaume said, a lot of different options with the service, the search room, which is majorly improved, the help, the incident management, the new timeline, the interface, the user experience. So it's really day and night. So it is worth really have like a dedicated section on this, which will be our next masterclass session, like in 1 week from now, where we will really focus on those aspects. Now for today, we just have like a couple minutes more. So if you want Guillaume to just show whether the automation, whether like something which is really or the media part, and then we will conclude for today.
Yes. So just quickly on the automation scenario part, we have this section that has been improved, as well as the functionality itself with more options. In terms of functionalities, we have the possibility here to configure whether the actions from a condition of a sensor detection to be able to book automatically a room or a desk, to be able to check in automatically and to check out automatically. So all those configurations can be done in this section. We have the schedule management, the content schedule. So all this functionality remains, but are continuously improved as well. So you will find more options into that section. On the content creation part, we have also a design improvement, as well as some nice functionalities around it. If we look into, for example, the playlist part, you can see now more data into the list view, where you can see what is the presentation that is linked with the playlist. For those ones who are using the signage part, you have directly inside a specific playlist or page the possibility to add the page or the playlist into the signage part. So an improvement in terms of look and feel, and of course in terms of usability. And we have added a lot of new templates into our platform. So if you go into new templates for a completely new installation, you will find them directly into the folder, into the demo templates. If you have an existing platform and you update your platform, you can go into example templates, and you will find a lot of new templates from a horoscope point of view, from the social media, sports, as well as the weather, or even stock quotes that can be added. Of course, we had the information, we had the interface, the design. You can always edit it to your own usage, but basically it's also something where we wanted to bring, from a simplification point of view, those templates for you to be able to quickly get dynamic content into your platform, for you to show that to your users. Last part, really in 1 minute. So the media upload part, we have also improved the media upload part with a new folder management, where you can have a better visibility, a better research on your files, and on the external data as well, a lot more clarification. We can get all the information if we are using also Office 365, for example, the room name, the service account that is used, to be able to give clarity into this interface, as well as when adding a new data source, you have also more explanation in a section that is clarified in terms of look and feel.
With the new Power BI compatibility as well. Thank you very much, Guillaume. So we will conclude for today. If you can switch to the presentation. So the idea for us was really to take you through the platform itself as a general introduction for all the masterclass section that we will take. Next one will be focusing on room booking. So we'll really take the time to take you through this, to show you how it works, the templates and everything. Today was more the introduction part. We spent really a lot of time developing this new version. So with two things in mind, basically. One is really the global simplification for the installation, the deployment, the usability with much more help, with much better interface, and so on. New functionalities as well. So just to highlight some of them, like the Flex Office, for example, which is completely new, the new custom protocols, a lot of developments which have been done jointly with our most important customers and companies with whom we work, like Capgemini, like Lufthansa, like the EU Council, for example, for the room booking. Moving forward, we also change the business model itself with a simplification there also. That will not really spend too much time today because there is not really enough time, but we can review this and we can share this information with you later on. Again, don't really hesitate to download as well the What's New guide, which is attached to this webinar, where you will have like all the details of 75 out of the 500 development items which have been done during this development session for this release, which is really one of our most major release of 2021. Moving forward, and as you might have seen already, and you will be able to register to the new one today, so we are hosting specific session on every single of the most important add-ons that we have. Today, again, was really the introduction. Next Tuesday, same time, will be the room booking, where we really focus on all the different options, what you can do, the configuration, the templates, the user experience itself. After that, we will work on the Flex Office. So there also to see how it works between the QR code, the tablet, the mobile application, and so on. The first session will be about the meeting room itself, so with the meeting room display and the mirroring with Teos Connect, the new compatibilities, the workflows that you can create, the new improvements. And we will finish with signage, with the new development, like Power BI and so on, like the new templates as well, and everything which can be done that we will cover half an hour every week for the next 5 weeks, as we are doing today. So we thank you very much for joining for today. If there are a few questions, don't hesitate to ask them, basically. We will take a few of them if you have time, and if not, we will close the session. Up. So there is one question about the next development. So this we will communicate soon to you. Basically, now that we have released our 3.0, we will work on two things. One, continue to work jointly with our most important customers to work on the roadmap items that we will work on. Two, we'll continue to improve our existing add-ons like the reception and the wayfinding as of today, which will be part of the main focus. At the same time, we are working on a lot of new different items like template marketplace and things like this, on which we'll communicate to you very soon.
I see another question as well about cloud. So where our cloud is hosted. So it's in AWS actually in Germany. We are so we have of course we are using our own Sony AWS accounts as well as following all the process of security for it in order of course to maintain our platform with our team. So it's the same as used for example for PlayStation, etc. We are using the same platform in AWS.
We have a question about the IFTT programming with the sensors, so how to use it. Guillaume, if you can cover this one.
So it's in terms of sensor configuration, we are not using IFTT, but we are using MQTT just in terms of protocol. And the configuration is something that we are explaining into our technical documentation with the possibility, of course, to finalize configuration and to create scenarios into our platform Teos.
We have also two additional technical questions with which we will finish, and we will come back to the others by email afterwards. Technical one, the fireport, which are required to open.
So for the cloud, or if it's for the cloud, basically all the information in any case is available and can be found into our flowcharts, technical flowcharts that are that can be communicated, of course. For the cloud, there is no specific port to open from the cloud. Of course, there is two of them from, let's say, from an outbound point of view to the cloud because devices are connected to the cloud. So it's a pool type of connection, and from the on-premise the ports remains the same mainly. There is no new ports actually. What is simplified, it's the DNS, so we have not anymore sub websites, so we have only one DNS and one URL. for TIOS.
Thank you, Guillaume. And final question for the other webinar. So yes, you will receive a link today. So there will be one link sent every week on a weekly basis for you to be able to register. Like I said, the next one will be on the room booking, so to be really focused on those aspects. So what you can do with the tablets, how it works, how you can configure your meeting room and so on, and to really show the new interface. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. We hope that you will like this quick introduction. Again, moving forward, we will really take the time to take you through every single of our add-ons, or at least the main ones, in the next 4 weeks. And we wish you really a very good end of day and a very good end of week. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Guillaume, as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.